Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. This video is going to be about frags and just some tips and tricks that I think that have worked for me on care and just basically how to get them to bloom in nice displays. This here frag is my Phragmipedium green hornet. Nice lovely growth. I got this plant about 8 months ago. It had very little root growth, but it had this single flower spike. Since then it has pushed up these 2 other flower spikes and has some little tiny new growths coming and some wonderful roots coming out on it. I'll explain more about that. I also have this nice Phragmipedium longifolium with 2 buds. Then I have my baby that I've had for 4 years, my Phragmipedium schroederi. Tons of growth on it. On the base of each plant, I have at least minimum 3 new growths coming this year. This just had a display end, I'd say early January. It had 5 flower spikes on it with multiple flowers. The flowers are actually the ones that I use for my profile pic. Then I have some new acquisitions. I have this Phragmipedium schlimmii. And once again, I'll be coming back to this one. Put this down over here next to my secret weapon. Phragmipedium lutes with a bud on it. And last but not least, my Phragmipedium jersey, which is a Besii cross. So, for my frags, I like to grow them in a mixture of fir bark, diatomaceous earth, and lava rock. And as you can see, they all are sitting in trays of water. That's how I grow mine. I flush these daily. And for those that really don't have a good root system, I use my secret weapon. But if they have a fairly good root system like my big one here, the water in this will evaporate or basically get absorbed by the plant in one day. Now the temperature in my grow room, this is a balcony that I use for my apartment, gets up to anywhere from 80 to 90 degrees in the day. This is a west facing exposure, so it gets hot sun in the afternoon. And these are right up against the window there, so they get bright light and they love it. So basically, if they're not using their water up because they don't have a good root system, I use the secret weapon. So, like I was saying before, this frag here, the green hornet, had very minimal roots on it. None with growing tips, just live roots, I'll say. So when I first got it, I repot my frags immediately into something good, because a lot of growers have them in very, very airy bark. And as far as I know, frags like moisture. From everything that I've read, they either grow, like I said, by stream side or on cliff sides or hillsides that have a constant flow of water through the moss that they grow in, because these grow kind of terrestrial on the surface of the earth. So for my secret weapon, I usually use these clay pots just to help evaporate, humidity, to make humidity through evaporation. But I set it on top of this air stone for aquariums. I also have some rocks in here, and that keeps the water from going stagnant while the plant can establish a new root system. Now this plant, like I said, I've had it for 8 months. About within the past 2 months, it really started putting down all these new lovely roots, coming all the way to the bottom of the pot and putting out them new flower spikes. So within 6 months, I got this plant to regenerate. I also used that trick on my big baby, the Schroederei. When I first got it, I didn't know what I was doing, and parts would die off until I finally got the hang of what these things liked. So, for my new acquisition, the Slimmy, this one has no growing root tips. It's an Equigenera plant. I've noticed many Equigenera plants, I've heard it from other people on YouTube too, that they don't really have very good root systems. It's true with this one. So what I will be doing is, just like the Green Hornet, placing this into here so that that can constantly be oxygenating the media and the root system, and also providing the necessary humidity. One thing I do notice about my Green Hornet though is it's getting a little bit of salt burn, so I need to flush it using some distilled water or reverse osmosis water. These are light feeders, but I'm not gonna lie, I do fertilize these when I fertilize all my other orchids, and I don't really have any real adverse effects except for the tips dying off like that, but you can easily clean those up. But you know, as long as you flush them out after a few weeks or so, they'll be good. And that's basically my Phrag collection. Thanks for watching. Bye.